leadership today that just turns a blind eye to this and won't do a damn thing to address these issues. California is doing its part, but Jesus, these guys, the folks in the White House have been supporting the kind of policies to roll back the work we're doing in states like ours.
Governor Newsom pointing the finger again at the Trump administration and GOP leaders for the mass shooting in Gilroy, but it does take Congress to pass laws. And that includes freshman Congressman T.J. Cox back in district for the next few days. Congressman, how are you?
Great.
Good to have you back on the show. You heard from Governor Newsom. He's been talking about how the GOP and the Trump administration, they're to blame for not having stricter gun laws across the scope of the country like California. But is this really a Trump administration problem? Congress has to pass laws too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we've taken some very important first steps to be able to do that. Within our first 10 bills that we introduced in Congress, right, we had the first, basically, gun legislation to be able to provide universal background checks, which is something that everyone agrees on. That people that shouldn't have guns, they shouldn't have them. And to do universal background checks to keep the guns out of people, you know, that have threatened violence, you know, out of terrorists, out of domestic abusers. Those are people, you know, that really shouldn't have firearms.
So are you saying Congress has done enough?
No. This is just the very first step. And it's important to realize that this was the only legislation in 10 years that even took the first step into looking to see what we can do to bring down that level of gun violence, which I think we all agree. I mean, that's an unacceptable level here in the United States.
How can Governor Newsom blame the Trump administration when Congress still needs to pass it?
I'm certainly not
needs to get on his desk.
I got to tell you what, I'm not going to speak for Governor Newsom, but I tell you what, we all know what we need to do. We need to take these first steps to be able to, you know, to put in place what we need to do to be able to keep our schools safe and our community safe, because, you know, pretty soon it's going to shut down everything. You're not going to be able to have a big public gathering without requiring, you know, $10 million worth of liability insurance because of some nutcase who comes out there who decides that he's got a, you know, some type of grievance with society and he wants to blow away everyone.
You've been in office now, what, 200 days, roughly?
Yeah.
You've been a part of many bills and initiatives. You were a key player in the Dream and Promise Act that passed in the House. Many say it's still DOA in the Senate. I want to know where that is at this point. And you also voted in favor of a resolution to end the crisis on the border. Why did it take so long for Congress to say, you know, the Trump administration, yeah, maybe you got something here. There is a crisis on the border. Why did it take so long?
Well, I can tell you that there was plenty of funding provided previous to that, and this is supplemental funding. But, you know, I've been in office for 200 days, and as you said, we've worked on some very important legislation to deal with immigration, to deal with veterans affairs, to deal with small businesses, to deal with water. Lots of things that we're working on. But I can tell you what, you know, I'm most proud of a veteran who came to my first town hall in Hanford, and he said, what are you going to do on to combat the unacceptable rate of veteran suicides? Well, 2 months later, right, we've gotten added $10 million, which passed the House, right, to combat that very issue. What he has said is direct.
What's happening on the border right now?
Yeah, but back to my point. What he has said and what I hear from people in the district actually gets translated into real action. And with regard to what's happening on the border, I mean, you can sum that up in just 2 words, right? You know, or 3 words: lack of leadership. We need to combat the root issue of that problem, which is migration from the so-called Northern Triangle, from, you know, Honduras or El Salvador or Guatemala. You know, you don't see people from Costa Rica and Belize at the border. Why? Because there's economic security, or personal security, and economic opportunity in those countries. So what we really need is to combat the root issue with a Marshall Plan for those areas that'll provide security down there, which provides U.S. security, and it provides markets for U.S. goods and creates a trading partner.
Have you been down to the border to see what's going on?
We're supposed to be going down next week.
Okay, what do you expect to see?
You know, I expect to see what we see. People at the border, you know, that there's overcrowded, you know, people into facilities, and people, you know, at the border trying to do the very best that they can, right, under very trying circumstances.
You know, some of your fellow congressmen, freshman congressmen, say, you know, they are being told that some of these migrants are drinking out of toilets.
You know, is that these specific issues? What we have this big issue at the border, right? But what we need to do, once again, is solve the root cause of that problem, so people aren't coming to the border in the first place. This is, taking care of a problem after it's happened. And so if we can make those strategic investments and we can show the global leadership that the U.S. has been known for around the world, that will solve the problem.
Are you ready? I mean, can you admit, though, that President Trump was trying to help solve this problem, or do you think he created a worse problem?
He's created a worse problem, is that he's pulled out funding from those Northern Triangle countries, right? He has completely decimated the State Department and making really this, expanding the U.S.'s global influence into that area and providing the leadership, the soft leadership, and the investments that we need to do.
We were just talking before we came on. You said you haven't got a chance to really dive into the Democratic debate. So I really won't ask you to pick that apart, obviously. You say you don't even have a TV, but your fellow congressman here in the area, Jim Costa, endorsing Kamala Harris. You haven't endorsed anybody yet. Are you ready to endorse Kamala Harris?
I tell you what, I'm going to endorse whatever candidate is working on exactly what I've been working on. Bringing quality, affordable health care to all, providing clean air and clean water clean air and clean water to the people of the 21st Congressional District.
You got 20 of them to pick from.
Absolutely. Prescription drug prices, right? I'm certainly not going to pick a guy who's trying to take away health care from 20 million Americans. He's trying to get rid of protections for people with pre-existing conditions, which this administration is doing now.
Yeah, but you got 20 to pick from. Can you narrow it down for me?
I'll narrow it down.
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris.
Yeah, at this point in time, I tell you what, is that there's too many that I'll wait till it distills down a little bit more, and
all right.
you know.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
He's going to hang on. Much more to come with Congressman Cox.